All right, let's talk about one of the biggest questions out there right now. In this new age of AI, how do we do more than just get by? How do we actually thrive? Well, today we're building a roadmap for what it means to be truly AI ready. Let's get into it.
So this is really the fundamental choice, isn't it? The one we all have to make. And the whole conversation just flips when you stop seeing AI as a rival you have to beat and start seeing it as a partner you can work with. And that's the journey we're going to take right now.
So let's start with a big idea here. The old way of thinking frames this whole thing as a race against the machines, a race we might even lose. But here's the secret. The winning strategy isn't about competing at all. It's about collaborating. We're not trying to outrun AI, we're learning how to dance with it. It's all about co-evolution. And this gets to the heart of it. Being AI ready isn't just about learning how to code or, use the latest cool app. It's a two-part thing. You need the skills, for sure, but just as important is the mindset, that attitude that embraces change and sees AI as a tool to make us even better. Okay, so before we can start building this readiness, we kind of need to know what we're aiming for, right? So what does it actually mean to be AI ready? What does that look like? This definition from the OECD is honestly perfect because it's so complete. I want you to notice a couple of keywords here: ability and willingness. It's not just about what you can do, it's about whether you're willing to do it. And look at the goal. It's not just about money, it's about productivity, sure, but also equity and well-being. It's about using this technology to build a better future. So let's break that down, starting with us. For you and me, it starts with our own personal toolkit. Do you understand the digital world you're living in? Can you work well with other people? And are you thinking about the big ethical questions that AI brings up? Okay, now let's scale up to the workplace. A company can have all the fanciest tech in the world, but if the culture doesn't support trying new things and doing it responsibly, it's not going to get very far. You need leaders who create a safe space for people to innovate. And then we zoom out one more time to the biggest picture of all, society. Because AI readiness can't just be for a few people in Silicon Valley. It means everyone has to have access to the tools and the education to use them. And holding all that together is trust. Public trust that this stuff will be used for good. And what's really interesting is this isn't just some business trend, it's actually grounded in some pretty solid academic ideas. First, human capital theory basically says that learning new stuff is a direct investment in your own future. Simple. Second, adaptive systems theory reminds us that being ready isn't a one-time thing, it's a constant process of evolving. And my favorite, the PAB framework, shows that your mindset is key. If you see AI as a tool that empowers you, you'll learn so much faster. Okay, so we know where we're going. Now let's figure out what to pack. What are the specific skills you need in your personal toolkit? Let's call them the 6 human superpowers that AI, at least for now, just can't copy. First up, the absolute foundation. And look, you don't need to be a data scientist, but you do need to speak the language of data. It means you can look at what an AI tells you and ask the right questions. Like, where did this data come from? Could it be biased? And what is this tool not showing me? Next, we've got 2 kinds of thinking that are absolutely crucial. Critical thinking asks, what are the alternatives here? It's all about pausing and weighing your options. But then ethical thinking takes it one step further and asks, okay, but what are the consequences of those options? It's the voice that makes sure we're moving forward responsibly. Oh, this one is huge. AI is amazing at making existing things more efficient. But coming up with something brand new, something truly novel, that is our turf. It's about using our creativity to not just do things faster, but to imagine and build things the world has never seen before. In this new world, nobody works in a silo, not even with AI. The best teams are going to be these human-AI hybrids. But for that to work, you need people who can act as translators, bridging the gap between the tech experts, the tools, and the people actually using them. Communication and collaboration, that's the glue that holds the whole thing together. And that brings us to what might be the ultimate human skill: emotional intelligence. I mean, this quote just says it all, right? Empathy, self-awareness, compassion. These are the things that let us connect with each other, understand the real world, and make sure that the cold, hard precision of technology is always guided by a little human warmth. Okay, so we've got our toolkit of skills, but a toolkit is useless if you let the tools get rusty. You have to keep them sharp. And that brings us to our next big idea. We have to completely rethink how we learn. Let's just be real for a second. The old model is broken. The idea that you get one degree and it's going to last you for a 40-year career, that's over. The new reality is all about continuous learning in smaller, more flexible chunks. Things like micro-credentials, digital badges, and online certificates that you can keep adding throughout your life. And the great news is, these opportunities are popping up everywhere. You've got big companies like IBM, Google, and Microsoft offering tons of training. And you're even seeing entire countries like Singapore and Finland stepping up and giving people vouchers to get these new skills. Learning has never been more accessible.
But here's the thing. Your individual effort, while awesome, isn't enough on its own. If we're going to build a truly AI-ready world, it has to be a team sport. It requires a real alliance between government, business, and education. So, what does that look like in the real world? Well, it's policies that make sure everyone has access to good internet. It's companies and governments working together on retraining programs. It means coming up with clear ethical rules for AI and being open about research so we can all learn together. It's about building a whole ecosystem of readiness. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. What readiness is, the skills you need, the systems we have to build, but I want to end on the one thing that acts as the compass for this whole journey, the single most important element.
So, after all this talk about skills and toolkits, what if I told you that your most powerful asset in this new world isn't something you can list on a resume?
It's your mindset. It's a growth mindset. It's that deep down belief that you're not fixed, that you can always learn, grow, and adapt. It's the curiosity that makes you ask why, the courage to try something new and maybe fail, and the commitment to just never, ever stop learning. That is the engine that will power everything else we talked about. So we'll leave you with this final thought. AI is going to extend machine intelligence in ways we can barely imagine. The real question is, how will you use your uniquely human intelligence, your creativity, your empathy, your judgment to guide it? The future isn't some movie we're just watching. We're all writing the script right now. So how will you help write it?